Today is 5th of February. Markets trade to new all-time high, up 10 point at 4975. Now, 1326 are well placed and diverging. This indicates strong trend. We'd like to see market is likely to actually continue to trend ups. Along the way, we could experience pullback, but it's more likely to continue to trend. Our support is actually at this pivot low here, which is at 4861. Let's take a look at the chart of Nasdaq as a proxy for US market. The last previous mentioned about these attempts at this resistance, and we'd like to look at the quality of pullback. Unfortunately, they have a deep retracement. And in the process, they actually undercut this low here, which is generally negative because it was testing the 100 days SMA. And in the process, it actually broke. Right now, it's actually supporting at this level here. And this is at 22692. Now, breaking this will be negative and likely to test the 200 days moving average. So the tech sector have generally weakened quite significantly. Now this is the charts of gold. Over here we have a very strong move. Notice actually the increasing daylights, and over here we have a long dated doji. This is indication of uncertainty, and followed by a deep retracement. Not unexpected because the daylight is huge. Slightly to actually revert to mean. It's just that over here we have a bit of overreactions and followed by a bounce. Usually after a move like this, likely to actually consolidate sideways with a couple of wild swing. So the bet is off for gold and gold related stocks. It probably take some time before the stars settle. It's very much like what we experienced in the past, right? So you take some time to actually settle. So you will have to form a base, but the fact that with this deep retracement, it generally means it will take a longer time for it to normalize. Let's take a look at some of the strong stock we'll be discussing. This is Tiongwoon. After the nice run up, stocks has been trading sideways. Notice the closing of the daylight. At this point in time here, we do have a small deeper setup. Bar high here is 101. OKP, the stock has traded ex-div, rather ex-bonus. On the 30th of January, we trade with an extension bar and experiencing pullback, which is again perfectly normal. Notice the huge daylight. At this point in time, we have a big deeper setup. 2-bar callback high here is at 835. Hong Leong Asia. The stock has a very nice run up. Notice the increasing of daylight, so it's actually prone to retracements. We prefer the stock can trade sideways close to our daylight, and eventually look for a break above the high here of 354. Stock is consolidating. Notice the flattened 30 SMA. So again, we'll just have to patiently wait it up. Now this level appeared to be a more significant resistance. This is at 925, tested on 4 occasions. Soy build. Stock has a very nice rounding patterns, and it actually break out very nicely, followed by a pullback. Now this is a big deeper breakout, but no follow through. Stock trade sideways. Look for eventual break above this high here, 103. Let's discuss stock Hua Tiong Global. For the basic reason, because the liquidity is low and it's not so persistent. Now recently we do see pick up in volume. Here we have a big deeper breakout, making successive high. Look for a pullback here. Look for new setups to go long. Nam Cheong. At this point in time, we have a small deeper setup. Bar high here is at 134. For the Empire, this stock actually broke out for a symmetrical triangle, followed by a classic pullback, and it moved up, followed by another pullback. This is a big deeper setup. It gap through, Currently, we form two inside day contraction setup. Bar high here is at 294. Notice the volumes are very low. This is a good sign. ASL Malay is more lackluster. If you take a look at the moving average, are not actually diverging. In fact, at one stage, it's actually converged. And right now, same thing. At this point in time, we do have a big deeper setup, but this will be a less preferred stock. To bar count back high, it's at 32 cents, which happens to be also the day one high. China Aviation stock actually consolidate after actually moving up. Notice a series of sideways bar. 1326 actually starting to converge. In fact, 13 is actually pointing downward. So again, wait for it to finish this consolidation. So far, the volume has been low, which is a good sign. Look for eventual break above this high here or 183. And from there to comment a new trend. Zhengxiong stock has a very nice breakout. Notice that actually very nice rounding patterns, and we have a pullback here. And during a pullback, your company with low volume eventually take out this high here, this resistance of 278, and it actually got up quite decisively. It's trading at extension bar on very high volume. Look for pullback, look for new setups to go long. CMC Gold Mine, very much influenced by gold price. Notice over here, in fact, mentioned I think 2-3 weeks back about the setup, likely to be a here and run thing. But I managed to bash through and appeared to be short-lived. It actually dropped below the breakout level. So this is something generally we do not like. This gap is some form of resistance as well. So again, we'll just have to leave this alone, wait for it to finish its normalizations, and eventually look for a break on the upside. We can actually take a cue from the gold price, and if the interest rates cuts are generally to be expected, then the gold, it will favor gold. Let's take a look at the bank stock DBS. Slightly better trend characteristics if you compare to the past. Notice the weaving in and out of the SMA, but right now this is actually rising, diverging. We have a big deeper breakout. So if I take the trade stop loss, we place one tick below the low here of 58.46. OCBC. Technically, it is a small deeper setup. There was a momentary break. This high here is 21.44. You notice today it closed at 21.45, so there was a momentary break. Like to see a follow through from here. UOB on a short-term basis has the strongest price action. We have an extension bar and followed by a series of sideways bar. So again, perfectly normal. This is a bit too much too soon. It will take some time to consolidate. Eventually look for a break above this high here, which is that 39.50.